And in order for me to be able to do a new course, I had to complete that year, which means I had to do the exam at the end. So at the time I was like, oh yeah, that's easy. Like, and I thought on the day of the exams, yeah, I'll just go and sign my name and walk out. I did that. I felt like such a, because I felt I wasted an opportunity. Like, because I made the wrong decision, I wasted a year of my life. I could have got on with it doing other stuff. When I did human communication, I was genuinely interested in psychology, sociology, those aspects and everything else. And also, like, I like helping people. My thing, I was going to be, if I wasn't DJing or anything else like that, or anything like that in music, I was going to be a HR consultant or something, set up my own practice or something like that. And yeah, I never ended up doing that.
Yeah.
So, but that's why I did the degree. But the degree was, I got a 2-2. I'm proud of that.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, but at least you finished. No, at least you finished.
Because I did the minimum amount of work. Yeah. Like, and this sounds really ignorant. Like, I did nothing, but I got 2-2. But I did do something. I learned how to build my craft as a DJ. I learned how to run my business as a DJ. I learned how to connect people, build with audiences. And also, I was dealing with record companies. I got my break into the music industry by doing the human communication course. So it all helped. It all benefited. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, just do what you're good at. Do what you like doing and figure out a way, and it'll fall into place. It might not make sense at the time, but it always falls into place.
How did you get your first club booking or club rave, should I say? So I think you played at the Hacienda,
yeah.
So how did that come about? How did you get your first sort of booking where you took over the spot and promoted?
Okay, so the first, I was doing house parties. I started out doing house parties when I was at college. And I'd just be like to people, yo, you need a DJ. Like, I was like, yeah, you need a DJ. Like, I've got a record, good. Because I wasn't Semtex then. I was just like,
unpaid or paid at this time?
That's whatever, it didn't matter.
Okay.
I was doing it, I was doing all dayers, I was doing banger parties, I was doing everything. My first proper booking was at a venue called The State. Because I'm in the student circle, a guy called Wiley, not rapper Wiley, is a different guy, very, he's passed away now, rest in peace. Okay. But he was a student, he was from London. I'm from Manchester, it's my first time meeting London people. Different. So he booked me and I killed it. Yeah. So when you do one night and you kill it, you get asked to do other nights. Then I was doing mixtapes. And what I was doing with the mixtapes, I never told people it was Semtex. It was just a poster with logos and that. And I was dropping these things called cassettes.
Do you know what that is? Have you ever used one?
Is it cassettes vinyl?
Yeah. You use a cassette in your life? But you've never used them?
Yeah, my mum used to have to run it.
Do you know how funny this is though?
Yeah, you could put like CDs and then there's like a bit for like a cassette. No, she had a whole stack, so she had like a whole stereo. So she had a vinyl.
Yeah, they're called a hi-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
So there's these things called cassettes, and the fascinating thing is certain artists are still selling them today, like as a retro thing. So it's like a cool thing. A lot of rock groups are doing it. I think Cassie's Dead did it. A couple of other people have done it from the UK as well. Dope promo thing to do if you're an artist. Don't cost that much to make. Look cool. So I was selling cassettes, right?
Yeah.
So I was dropping them off at record shops, put the poster in the window and everything else. Again, I'm teaching myself marketing, I'm teaching myself business. I learned about this thing called sale or return. And then I was building up my reputation. So I put out one, it was popping because the mixes were great. Then volume 2, then volume 3. And then what I started doing was I'd go to Nottingham, do a party, leave a batch there, go to Scotland, do a party, leave a batch there. I go to Paris, which was a real trip for me because now I'm selling stuff outside of the country. Yeah. It's like, like people talk, you hear all this stuff in tracks about moving weight and everything else. Yeah. I was moving cassettes. Like I was manufacturing them and then dropping them off at shops. I'd have days where I'd have to go to the post office and just with stacks and stacks of packages and everything else. And it was the best thing I've ever done. Like in terms of your come up, because you're building your brand, you're understanding what you need to do to increase your worth, and you're building an audience, you're building a fan base, you're building a reputation. One of the guys who gave me a shot in London is a guy called DJ Iron, right? He runs this promotion company to this day called Media to Radio, and he used to work in Red Records in Brixton.
I remember Red Records.
I used to get on the train from touchdown at Piccadilly Station and hit all the stores. There was a store called Wild Pitch, there was Black Market, all of them. I had a list, like I had a so I'm like,
Sorry, how old are you at this point now? Sorry, I just wanted to get the journey.
I can't even remember, but it's mid-90s or something.
Mid-90s.
So I'm from Manchester. I'm pulling up in Brixton. Can you sell some of these? And Iron could have been, he could have been like, nah, man, who the f you? Like he could have been like, but he was like, nah, you really, really like helped me. And to this day, he promotes my music to this day. So it's like, it's crazy that I've known him for so long and everything else. And it goes back to everything I'm saying. When you put yourself on, when you're building your own thing, you make contacts that you've got for life. But it's all about building your brand, your reputation, and it's also about being sincere and being very 100 with the people that you work with, right? So, yeah, every month I'd come down to Brixton, collect money, dropped more things off. It was like I had a good little business running. This is while I'm studying as well, by the way. Like I was studying, I was working in a record shop, I was signing on. Might as well, innit? I was getting a student grant, everything. I was getting money every way. I was like, I used to sit with my student friends and they're all complaining, like they moved up from London and you know, there's always complain about being broke. I was good. I was all right. I was like, I was like, I love uni. You know what I mean? So I did everything. I've always done like 6 or 7 or 8 different things. And I don't advise the signing on thing. Like, I got done for that.
I didn't caught you yet. Serious.
They called me in one time and they were like, oh yeah, we hear you've been working, we hear you do this and that. And I was just like, oh man. I was like, I'm really sorry though. I don't know what else to do. But the guy was cool. He was like, you know what, between me and you, this council's got more money than me and you will ever have. He said, just don't do it again. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
I was just like, because you know, one of them things, like, I was doing other things as well. I'm not going to talk about it on this, but it was like, you just do it, innit? Because your friends are doing it or whatever. But my main thing was always the mixtapes, the DJing and everything else. And the reason why I was stacking up the money is so I could go to New York and get more records.